You're here because you think petting your dog's head is harmless, but it could be making them secretly uncomfortable. Yes, even if they let you do so to please you. In this video, we'll reveal why patting dogs' heads can be a terrible idea. Ignoring these facts could make your dog less trusting of you over time. And the last point might even save you from an unexpected snap. But before we dig in, please like and subscribe. It means the world to us. Now, let's uncover the truth behind those seemingly harmless head pats. Number 1. Why patting your dog's head isn't always a good idea. You love your dog, right? And a quick pat on their head feels like an easy way to show it. But here's the kicker. Dogs don't naturally see head pats as affection. In fact, that gesture might make them feel uneasy. Imagine this from your dog's perspective. You're way taller than them. And suddenly, this big hand swoops down over their head. It's not exactly comforting. It can feel intimidating, even threatening. Sure, some dogs tolerate it, but that doesn't mean they're loving it. They're just being polite because they trust you, and they don't want to upset their favorite human. Here's another thing to keep in mind. A dog's head is their sensory control center. Their ears, eyes, and nose are working overtime to keep tabs on the world around them. A hand plopping on their head can be disruptive or even startling. Many dogs prefer affection in ways that feel safer and more natural to them. But we will talk about this later on. Now, let's move on. Number 2, signs your dog dislikes how you're petting them. First, if your dog ducks away when you go for their head, take the hint. They're telling you, "Not today, buddy." Next, check their ears. If their ears are pinned back, that's a classic sign they're not enjoying the moment. Ears are like a doggy mood ring. Keep an eye on them. You might also notice your dog licking their lips or yawning. These are displacement behaviors, and they mean your dog is feeling a little uncomfortable or stressed. Another big red flag? The whale eye. That's when you see the whites of their eyes more than usual. It's their way of saying, "I don't like this, but I'm trying to be polite." If you spot these signs, stop petting and give your pup a little space. They'll appreciate you for paying attention to their feelings. Number 3. How should you pet your dog? Now, the best way to pet your dog is to keep it chill and friendly. Start by approaching them from the side. Coming at them head-on can feel too intense, like you're challenging them to a duel or something. Begin with a gentle scratch on their shoulders. Most dogs find this super relaxing, and it's a great way to earn their trust. As you continue, move your hand down their back toward the base of their tail. This spot is like a doggy spa. Many pups love it. If you've built a strong bond with your dog, they might also enjoy a scratch behind their ears. But remember, every dog is different. Watch their body language. If their tail wags, you're doing great. If they lean away or freeze up, try another spot. It's all about making them feel comfortable and loved. Number 4. How should I pet a stranger's dog? Petting a dog you don't know? There are some ground rules. First and foremost, always ask the owner for permission. It's not just polite, it's necessary. When you approach the dog, don't dive in with both hands like you're catching a football. Extend your hand slowly toward their nose, but don't touch them yet. Let them decide if they want to come closer. If they sniff your hand, it's a green light to start petting. But if they back away, respect their space. Once you're cleared for petting, stick to safe zones like their shoulders or sides. Avoid going straight for their head. It's too personal for a first meeting. And remember, just like humans, not every dog is a hugger. Some prefer a polite scratch over enthusiastic pats. Treat them with respect and you'll make a great first impression. Number 5. How to stop strangers from petting your dog wrong. We've all been there. Someone sees your dog, their eyes light up, and they lunge in for a pat before you can say a word. But not every stranger knows how to approach a dog respectfully, and that's where you come in. Start by letting people know whether it's okay to pet your dog. A simple, "He's a bit shy, please give him some space," works wonders. If your dog is comfortable with being petted, guide strangers to the best spots. Say something like, "He loves a scratch on the shoulders but doesn't like his head touched." Most people appreciate the advice and will follow your lead. And don't feel bad about saying no. If you think petting will stress your dog, it's perfectly fine to politely decline. Also, watch your dog's body language. If they're pulling back or looking uneasy, step in quickly. Number 6. Places to avoid when petting your dog. Sure, dogs love affection, but not every part of their body is a petting zone. For starters, avoid their tail. A dog's tail is packed with nerves and closely connected to their spinal cord, making it extra sensitive. Touching or pulling it can be uncomfortable or even painful. Another no-go zone? Their paws. While their little feet are adorable, paws are full of nerve endings that make them super sensitive. The same goes for areas like their muzzle or belly. Although some dogs love belly rubs, for others, it's a vulnerable spot they'd rather keep protected. Always pay attention to how your dog reacts. If they seem stiff or move away, that's their way of saying, please stop. Number 7. Other common petting mistakes dog owners make. Mistake number 1. Hugging. While you might think a big squeeze shows love, dogs often see it as being trapped. Even if your dog doesn't squirm or growl, they might not actually enjoy it. Dogs prefer freedom of movement, so skip the bear hugs and go for a gentle scratch instead. Another common misstep is grabbing their cheeks or face. It feels playful to us, but it can feel overwhelming or even threatening to a dog. They'd much rather you stick to safer spots like their back or chest. Petting for too long is another biggie. Dogs love attention, but even they have limits. Long, continuous petting sessions can overwhelm them. Instead, pet your dog in short bursts and pause often. This gives them a chance to walk away if they're done or come back for more if they're loving it. Finally, avoid rough or overly enthusiastic pats. Keep it gentle and responsive to their body language, and you'll both have a much better time. Now you know how to pet your dog in a way that keeps them happy and stress-free. But there's so much more you could be doing wrong without even realizing it. So, watch our next video to learn more about the 15 mistakes that make dogs hate you for life. You won't believe how small habits can turn your best friend into your worst critic.